Hi everybody, Andrew Rice out here at the Western Savannah Harbor Resort, and I appreciate you watching today. Thanks for tuning in. Today we're looking at some fundamental differences between shorter golf swings and longer golf swings. And I don't want anybody out there to go, well, you know, I've got to shorten up my swing to fit in. We can have, and I'm sure you've seen them, I've seen them, Bobby Jones, Bubba Watson, John Daly, to mention just a handful of longer swingers who've had great success. So let's understand the differences between long swings and short swings. Let's check it out. Now, I'm sure you've noticed that as you've become, I'll call it a more seasoned, experienced, veteran, mature golfer, the length of your backswing has tended to shorten. And I've certainly experienced that in my career. I would love to get myself in a position to where I could swing it long. But what we need to look for in shorter golf swings is simply because there's less time available to us in order to get the arms and the wrists structured correctly, we need to start getting them in position right as we start the backswing. So let's take a look at what that entails. Get yourself set up. Shorter backswing golfers, I will always encourage them to get their wrists and the club face organized right off the golf ball, simply because there's so little time in transition to get things set up. So here's what I'm going to look for. I'd love to see in the early part of the backswing that lead wrist getting nice and flat. That's going to encourage the face to get in a stronger position. I will typically encourage shorter swingers to point the club in a laid off position. That's going to make it easier for them to get that shaft in a shallow position on the way down. And we've got our wrist in position right off the golf ball, so our face is good. That's what I'm going to look for in shorter swingers. Typically, I see longer swingers have higher club speed, so longer swings will typically hit the ball further. Always work towards lengthening out your swing if you feel like it is overly short. For the long swingers, we've got a little bit more freedom. Now, in the long swing, you can almost do whatever you'd like in the backswing here. You get the club nice and far. You've got higher club speed typically than over the shorter swing player. But what we've got to do here is I would prefer to see the longer swinger point the club across the line. Why? Because they've got all the time in the world to shallow the club out and organize their wrists in transition. They've got a lot of time available to them, and it's going to be certainly more complex, but they're going to have the time to get things done that need to be done in the downswing. So for longer swingers, I would always encourage them to feel as if you're going to point the club a little bit across the line. Okay? Just some information to help you understand really the difference between short golf swings and longer swings. Shorter swingers, let's get organized early and lay the club off. Longer swingers, you've got some freedom. You've got a bit of a free pass in the backswing. Point that club a little bit across the line up top because you're going to have a lot of time to get things organized. You've got a lot to do and you have the time available to get it done. A little info. Hopefully it's cleared up a little bit of the direction that you want to take with your golf swing. I appreciate you watching. Thanks for tuning in.